Dear students of English grammar, especially the students of higher secondary school and junior high school students, today we are with you in this lecture one English version lecture with the topic punctuation. Students, today our topic is punctuation, and we will make you understand punctuation thoroughly, and we will understand what the definition is, what is the definition of punctuation, and what signs are used here, what marks are used here in the chapter punctuation, and what is the significance of these marks, and which marks indicate what meaning, and we will understand, students, what and how we can use these marks to understand the meaning and the sense of the text. Student, this is M. Rahman and you are attending OSC classes of English language. Please to continue with us for all the lectures. Please don't forget to subscribe our channel OSC classes of English language. And if you like our lecture, please don't forget to like, share and comment. Now let's begin lecture number 1, English version lecture, punctuation. Now students, let's take the definition of punctuation. Punctuation is in itself a mark. Student, punctuation is a mark that is used in a sentence. The marks used to clarify the meaning by indicating separation of words into sentences, clauses and phrases is called punctuation. Means, students, to know the meaning easily, we use some marks, and these marks are used in sentence, and we break them into clauses, phrases and in different other parts to understand the meaning of the given text easily. And then students, we will come to know that the mark used in this sentence or a clause or a phrase is called punctuation mark. There are so many punctuation marks here, students, and I have selected all those marks which are very important, especially for the students of academics. Now students, let's begin with this point full stop. First, I would like to describe the features and the specifications of this point that is known as full stop. It is also known full point. Students, when we mark full stop, it should be touched with the line given. Sometimes students are very negligent, and they use full stop somewhere on the line, means this full stop doesn't touch to the given line. This is, if you don't touch it, it will not be a full stop. This full stop is used in declarative sentences and after abbreviations. You know, students, what are abbreviations? Suppose you are writing MBBS, MS. Then students, when you write M.B.B.S MBBS, you use full stop. In modern English, generally we omit here full stop, but we can use. Second thing, student, when we use an assertive sentence, we use in the last of the sentence this mark. This is known as full stop, and this is used with the touch of the line. Next is, students, question mark. Question mark is used. First we put a full stop and we raise this curve on full stop. It is known as question mark, and we use this mark when we have a sentence that is based on question. Suppose, where are you going? Then you put in the end this question mark. Student, next is exclamatory mark. Exclamatory mark is a mark of exclamation, and we use this mark when we show sudden feeling or emotion. Sudden feeling or emotion means when you don't have a planning to say, but suddenly you say, oh, ah, alas, bravo, wow, well done. Then such type of exclamations are used with these exclamatory marks. There is a bar and you have a full stop below this. Now students, in the next lecture we will come for you with lots of examples before you, and you will come to know then in detail. Now let's discuss about comma. Comma is a mark, student, that is derived from a full stop. What is full stop? When we put full stop on the line, we give a curve below the line and it becomes a comma. COMMA. Students, we use comma when we use to indicate, to separate the elements within grammatical structure or a sentence. Suppose student, the elements are I bought pen, pencil, bags, books and other parts of my something. Then students, when I was writing pen, book and so on, then I use comma amid different articles or things or the name of men or women. Students, comma is used on the line and it takes a curve and goes below the line. Other than this students, this is colon. Colon means there is full stop and you place one more dot on the full stop, that is called colon. And colon is used after a word or expression introducing a series of examples or explanation. Means suppose you spoke a word exercise, you spoke a word education. Now there are so many fields to take the meaning of education, but you want to focus the reader on some specific meaning like education colon the development of mind, education the growth of common sense, education the key to progress. Students, in this way I described education in other sense, that is key to success, the key to the growth of thoughts. So then you students, you use this colon. It means when you use a word or expression, then you use that then you write that expression or word and you put full stop and one more dot over there. This is called a colon and you write the sense what you want to explain. After this students, let's see semicolon. Semicolon is a mark student that is used like a comma in form of a comma and there is a full stop over comma. Then the combination of this is called semicolon, and semicolon is used to connect independent clauses. Independent clauses means where you have no any conjunction and it indicates closer relation. Suppose students, you are telling something, you have finished your sentence but actually that sentence isn't finished and you are going to connect some other part, just like वह आया और आया. अब आपको और बोल now you say if you want आया comma started his work, when he came he started his business, he earned a lot of money. Students, in this way you did not finish your sentence but you continue speaking with the help of other sentences, and that is known full sentence in which all the parts are connected. That's why the single part that you use in fluency will be connected by using semicolon. Now student, what is this sign? This is apostrophe. Apostrophe is a sign students that is used at the height of a capital letter. This looks like a comma, but comma is used on the particular line at the place of full stop and you take a curve, but apostrophe is used at the height of a capital letter and it used to indicate omission. Students, what is omission? Suppose there is a word cannot. Students, this is can't. We omit an and not. Omit means we delete two letters and in the place of deleting part I used for this sign and this is known as apostrophe. This is known as apostrophe and we use this when we show some possessive case. Suppose Ram's brother, Ram apostrophe as brother means the brother of Ram. After this student, there is one more sign, that is hyphen. Students, in hyphen between hyphen and dash sometimes students get confused. Now let's begin with hyphen. Hyphen is a half part of dash, means the size of hyphen is half the size of dash. And let's see where we use hyphen. Hyphen is used between two parts of a compound word. What is compound word? Suppose students, there is a word table and some other word is there fan. These are two words, table and fan. But students, if we add these two words and we make a new word, table fan, this third word is in itself a new word but it is based on two words, table and fan. In this way, this is a compound word. The word that is based on two different nouns is called a compound word, and we use hyphen between them. Hyphen is also used, students, when suppose we are writing some line and our our page or whiteboard or some place has no place to write on. So we place hyphen and we write the next part of the half part of the word in the next consecutive line. Then we use hyphen in the line where we ended the word. And students, now let's come to another punctuation mark. Dash is just like hyphen, but the size of dash is double. A dash is used to indicate further explanation. Students, you can say dash can be used in place of colon, because colon is used when you explain a word, when you give some other explanation of the word written earlier. In the same way you use dash. Students, dash is used when suppose you wrote our Indian music. Our Indian music, you know what is music? Our Indian music. You use dash and then you start stories and anecdotes. Means there are so, if you write our Indian music, then the reader will think what you want to say about Indian music, and he will be confused. So to remove his confusion and to make it clear in what field you are talking about Indian music, then you will say Indian music, our stories and anecdotes. Means we are discussing our Indian music with reference to stories and anecdotes. Stories and anecdotes is a different is a further explanation. Suppose you can say exercise dash a way to health. Means the explanation of health will be, the explanation of exercise will be the way to health. In this way I explained exercise the way to health, exercise the way to success. Then students, we use hyphen between exercise and the meaning of the exercise. Now students, quotation mark, you can say inverted commas or comma. This is called quotation mark. Students, have you ever observed direct and indirect narration? Indirect narration, when somebody says, suppose you say Joseph said to Philip, inverted commas begin, where are you going, question mark, commas close. Then we use these commas. These are students quotation mark. And student, in the same way there is another set that is in singular comma. It is in form of 6 and 9, but these the points are closed, their heads are closed. Students, we use this single set of inverted comma when we describe, when we give some specific meaning of some specific word. Just like if I say I am a teacher, here I am a teacher, there is no punctuation mark, and I put punctuation mark in the last of the sentence after teacher. But students, if I say I is a vowel, then you will use this comma, singular comma, comma, I and comma close, then you will write is, I is a vowel. Then students, if you use these set or this set of comma, it means I will lose its own sense and I will be taken as a noun. Now student, this comma, set of comma is used there, and these are called inverted commas, and these commas are used when we talk to someone and used to attribute and close text to someone. In another lecture, students, we will describe all these punctuation marks with examples, and you will understand it clearly. Basically, the meaning to make you understand here is just the names of these punctuation marks. Now let's understand the picture and the name of another punctuation mark. It looks like S, but students, it is called ampersand, AMPERSAND, ampersand. Students, this punctuation mark is used to indicate and it is used commercially. Commercially means for business purposes, just like Rohit and Sons in the names of company. Now students, these are called brackets. This is a round bracket and this is a square bracket, student, and this can be used when we especially this round bracket, student, this is used in mathematics and on some other places. and this round bracket is used when we do not want to take that meaning in our sentence but still we write it. Suppose I met two students, and you can write in bracket Mukesh and Amit in the school. It means you do not want to you do not want to mix the sense of those words in your sentence, but you just want to indicate that these two words were them. So to enclose the textual part, you use this inverted these brackets. Now students, this is a sign. You say this is called separatrix slash solidus virgule or stroke. Generally we know is as a slash. Slash means you use to separate related items or to show choice. What is choice? Sometimes students you see in your forms, in your bank form, write your name, then you write male or female, then student there is option either you male, female or whatever, then you choose one of them. We use this slash. After slash, student one more sign is there, comma space comma. Student these are two commas and there is a vacant space in between. Now student this is called parenthesis. Parenthesis. Student this mark is used when we use some part of a sentence that is not really the part in that syntax. I mean to say, suppose I write a sentence, I yesterday went to America, I yesterday went to Muradabad, I yesterday went to Jhansi. Students, and another sentence is I went to Jhansi yesterday. In your opinion, in my opinion too, students, after I there should be verb. I went to Ghaziabad yesterday. But student, when we use yesterday just after subject, while there is no place, where there is no particular place of adverb after subject, but I write after subject, then we use parenthesis. I mean to say, when you write sentence, you will write I, comma, yesterday, comma, went to Ghaziabad. Means students, in your structure or syntax, students, when you have no proper place of that particular parts of speech, you use in between the sentence, you use parenthesis. If you use that particular word on its particular place, suppose your adverb comes after object, then you don't use this parenthesis, but the word that is not used on that particular place, even then you are using, then to disconnect from the rest part of the sentence, you use parenthesis. Maybe students it is difficult for you, but you will understand and you will come to know in the next lecture, because we will study these punctuation marks in the next lecture with examples and with detail. Now students are if I say, my special purpose was to make you know the types of punctuation marks and what the names of these punctuation marks which are given here. Now students, you will take a screenshot, you will mark all these punctuation mark in your fair notebook and you will write the names of these punctuation marks. So far as this blue part is concerned, you will be taught again in the next lecture with the help of examples. You will come to know easily. So please, if you want to get all the lectures related to punctuation, please subscribe our channel RSC Classes of English Language. And students, if you like our lecture, please don't forget to like, share and comment. Thanks.